Hey, good afternoon. I thought that I would talk a little bit about signs of a spiritual awakening. And I define spiritual awakening as becoming open to the idea of having an inner divinity, okay? And wanting to be connected to that inner divinity, right? Ready to take responsibility for our own growth and potential, right? Through activating that inner divinity within ourselves and getting to know it, okay? That source energy working through us as us. All right, so we go through a lot of different things when we are having a spiritual awakening. One of those things might be that our dreams start to get more intense. I've always dreamt a lot all my life. But back in my early 20s, I started having a lot of dreams where I was going back to school. And I hadn't gone through college, but I wasn't crazy about high school either. And so, I don't know, I didn't like the idea. I was kind of like, I don't know, on the fence about this whole college thing. But I was having these dreams where I was going to school, and I was having these dreams all the time. And eventually, I did start school, and the dreams stopped. They went away. So there was something deep inside of me that really did want to get that education. So pay attention to your dreams. Okay, are you having, like, is there a theme going on, or do they seem like they're brighter, more intense, more frequent? You might even start having precognitive dreams, dreams that are coming true. You might dream of meeting angels or guides or something like that. Okay, so what are your dreams doing? Now, one of the other things that happens when we become interested in our spiritual growth, our spiritual awakening, is we might become really interested in going to see psychics and get readings. Because that's kind of what happens. We start becoming more spiritually aware. What happens is we know there's something going on out there and in here, but we're not sure what that is. And to be around, like going to psychic or healing arts fairs, will always feel really good because there are highly conscious people working at these types of events. So when we start having a spiritual awakening, we might want to go visit psychics, right? If only to just have them say, wow, you're really going through something right now, and it looks like things are going to be changing for you, right? Because then that's kind of confirmation that there is something going on with us. One of the next things that might happen during a spiritual awakening is we become really interested in developing our own intuition, right? Imagine having somebody else give us guidance and how that's so helpful. Well, how helpful is it to have our own intuition, right? It feels really good to know that we have that own connection within us. And all we have to do is just kind of open ourselves up to receive that. And then we're getting the divine guidance, right? We're getting the guidance to act on. All right, so we usually want to start developing our own intuition when we're having a spiritual awakening. That's a really big deal because when we can trust our intuition, we can move forward a lot faster because we're acting on our divine guidance, right? The next thing that we might want to do when we're having a spiritual awakening is we might want to start reaching out to our cosmic companions. Some people will call these angels or guides or the ancestors, maybe deceased loved ones. I personally call them cosmic companions because I do believe that we have help out there in the realm that we cannot see. But when we start having a spiritual awakening and we reach out, our companions reach back toward us, right? Because they can sense that there's that readiness. Now, it's important to note that our cosmic companions are not here to tell us what to do, how to dress, where to go. They're guides and they're supporters of us on our journey. Okay, it kind of drives me a little nuts in the work I do when I meet somebody who says, oh, my guide told me I had to wear these pants. Why would your guide tell you to get dressed, right? Or how to dress? It is a good idea to get dressed. But yeah, they're our support system. Okay, they're our cheerleading team. Something else, and this is the biggest thing I think that happens when we start having a spiritual awakening, is we will have more signs, symbols, synchronicities that are taking place in our life. Now, signs, symbols, and synchronicities, they're all connected to this idea that life rhymes, that there is something going on that we cannot see, but that life the universe, God, source, is working on our behalf to get us to a certain point, right? To get us into the right place at the right time, to draw us to meeting the right people at the right time. I remember a long time ago, my kids were little. They were 2 and 4. And my oldest was in one of those baby gymboree classes, right? Well, early that morning, I had this dream, and I had forgotten it when I woke up. But in my dream, I was driving in a car with 11 people. And this is an old dream, so I'm like having to reconstruct it real quick. But there was like 11 people in the car. We stopped to get snacks. I went inside to get snacks, and I thought, okay, there are 11 people, but 2 people don't want snacks. That means, or no, there were, I guess, yeah, 2 people who don't want snacks, and 3 people who want a candy bar, and then like, so I was going to get 3 Musketeers bars. All right, and so it was this number like 11, 2, 3, and 3. And so later that morning, I'm driving my kids to this gymboree class, and there's a car in front of me with the numbers 1, 1, okay, or 11, and then 2 and 3 and 3. The same exact numbers that were in this dream. So when that happened, I was like, oh my gosh, should I go home? Should I turn around? But no, see, there are connections that happen like that all the time, and it's just the universe saying, life rhymes, okay? Pay attention. We want to become aware of this, right? So that was basically just a synchronicity, okay? But it was also a sign, right? It's like, whoa, there's my dream, and it's on somebody's license plate. Okay, so signs, symbols, and synchronicities, these are the biggest way that we can expand our consciousness. When we see these and make the connection, we do feel life rhymes. There is something working on my behalf in a way that I can't see, okay, but that it is still happening, okay? So life wants the best for us. Life wants to work through us, as us, for our highest good, right? So there are a lot of things that work together on life's behalf, right? Life, God's source, is infinite, which means God can work through anything. So the way that we receive information from God can come from anywhere, right? So the best way, if we really want to grow spiritually, the best way is to act on what we're seeing, what we're sensing, what we're feeling. If we receive divine guidance, we need to act on that divine guidance. And the more that we do this, the more that we will tend to trigger more of these events. Okay? So acting on divine guidance, I will say, is the biggest thing that we can do. Give thanks for the ways that signs and spirit is appearing in your life to support you in this journey, and to say, yes, you are ready. You are ready to raise your consciousness. You are ready to experience me moving through you, in you, as you. Right? This everywhere present source, it seeks, its greatest will, its will is to work through you, to keep creating, to keep adding to life. Okay? So, if you have any questions, please feel free to just leave a comment. And until next time, have an amazing, amazing afternoon. Pay attention to those signs and synchronicities. Write down your dream tomorrow, okay? Just do something to honor the forces that are working through you. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later.